Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to episode 2 of our habitat segment that we're going to be doing this season, and look forward to sharing some tips and tricks coming up. Going to do part 2 of the habitat segment here on pruning trees. I'll show you how to prune the trees with these easy cut pruners. I love these things. Trimmed a ton of trees with them. I got a bunch of trees and a bunch of cages all along this route here I got to take care of, but I'll show you how it's done. So all these American plums are in cages. You can see, got a whole line of them all the way back. Whole line of them there. It done took most of the cages off there, but we're going to rip this cage off and show you guys how to prune one of them. Now, I always keep these cages small around these trees and their saplings. I mean, that thing's only 10-inch wide ring around this cage, and I do that because, man, the deer will nip them down to nothing. Now this tree's about 7 foot tall or so at its peak, and really you want to try to trim down to where you have one main leader, which would be, here's the main stalk. It'd be this thick part, boom, and then this guy shooting all the way up. But I'm gonna keep them with 2 leaders, and just because I like the way that the trees grow. A lot of times these parts right here in the middle, right here where my finger is, they can get diseased, they can break off, so a lot of times you just want to try to shoot a 1 leader, but I'm going to try to let these things grow as natural as possible and go from there. So it's real easy to prune it, especially with these easy cuts. I mean, these things make short work of these trees. Basically, I want to knock all these off as best I can, and this whole piece, I want to get rid of this guy altogether. All it's doing is sucking up nutrients. So I'll just keep working this tree, taking all these little bitty things off here. They're kind of pointless. They're going to grow into branches. They're going to take off nutrients to the actual tree itself. And these trees have been in the ground for 3 years now. This is their 4th growing season. Planted them when they were about 18 inches tall. Now some of them are 7 foot, but these American plums are super slow growing, but boy, the deer absolutely love American plum. Basically, that's the simple prune. All the way to stalk. We trimmed off the stuff we didn't want. Instead of going 1 leader on this tree, I went 2. And pretty much that's it, 7 foot up. Now, the only thing I really want to mention about trees is that you need to prune them when they're dormant. And you don't want to prune them to where they're super dormant, because when you have, you can see all these fresh cuts, this will allow bacteria or any disease to get in that tree. So when it's this close to the budding season, when these trees are going to pop here in the next 3 weeks, I'd say 3-4 weeks, they're going to start sprouting stuff. So it's already kind of sucking up water now. It's already starting to grow, so these will heal themselves quickly. Now, if you was to prune this in the dead of winter, these things aren't going to heal, so that gives it more time for disease to set in your trees, kill your trees, kill your investment, and kill all the years. You can't get years back. When you lose a tree, you lose years. Forget about the fruit and all that it could produce for your wildlife. You lose years, and you want to prevent that. This tree, which is about a 7-footer, you can see how crazy it is. This one I just took the cage off of. We're going to take this, and I'll show you how it looks right now, and we're going to show you how it looks right now. Now you can see the huge difference I just made in this tree. These easy cuts made it a breeze to do too, and one of the main tips here to mention is, you guys saw in the other frame of how loaded this was in the middle with branches and whatnot. Now, what that's going to do is if these branches start rubbing together, they're going to create weak points, and the weak points, once again, you get disease and stuff. So you want to clip off all these weak points that you can. Let this tree breathe, get some air in the middle of it, especially if you didn't trim it down to 1 central leader. And boom, and then it's tall at the top. Now this is about, I don't know, about 4 foot up or so, and I mow around these. So if I leave all these little branches that were on here, if I leave all these little bitty things on there the whole way, they're gonna get huge and they're gonna get wide, and you're never gonna be able to mow around it, bush hog around it, or anything like that. Here's an interesting one, you know, I'm 6'4", you know, this cage is whatever, right at 5 foot or whatever it is, but this tree just grew crazy big. I mean, it's 9 foot tall, but having these cages on is only good for so long. As you can see right here, you know, from this tree just rubbing and from the wind beating on this cage, it's got some scars on it, and scars aren't that good. So I'm taking most of these cages off today, because the deer can't browse them now. They can stay on their hind legs if they want, but they got plenty of other browse around. So anything that's over 5 foot over the top of a deer's head, you're free to take the cages off, but I got to wrap them. I got to wrap the trunks, or the deer are gonna destroy them come time when they start rubbing trees. So, but I won't need the cages. Yeah, guys, that's pretty much how you prune your trees. Now, I didn't get to the big apple trees, which I will. I mean, these things are gigantic. I want to really lop some height off of these things and bring them down, so that way they're shorter but they're wider. So, but I'll do that apple tree pruning another day, maybe as just as a little quick segment. Quick tip at the end of the video: this is an old apple tree I had. Stick my hand in here. You can see I left this wrap on. It basically rotted and pretty much snapped in half during a hard wind. So if you leave your wraps on, don't leave them on all year round. Just try to leave them on going into the time where deer are really rubbing. If you leave those wraps on, even though they have holes, they will breathe, but they'll get tight and they'll cause moisture to be trapped, and your tree will get weak, and in a strong wind it will break. Anyway, that's a quick tip and lesson on tree pruning. I happen to use the Easy Cut pruners. They're pretty easy, very cost effective, and really enjoy using them. Really like to use them. Knocked out over 40 trees in, I don't know, 35 minutes, 40 minutes, something like that, and that's pulling the cages off and everything. So I recommend you guys look into those. And if you have any questions or comments, make sure you drop a line below. And if you have any stuff to add, that, I mean, I'm not a professional arborist. This is just something I do, and I've learned to prune as I go, and fertilize as I go, and protect as I need. So shoot us a holler, drop us a line. You guys have a blessed day. Thanks for watching, guys. Be on the lookout for episode 3 of our habitat segment. And if you have any suggestions, go ahead and drop a line. Otherwise, we're just gonna maybe talk about mineral in the next episode. So stay tuned.